I bid you good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins. Guys, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to make a very, very special video to correspond to an email I just got about 52 minutes ago. And I kind of want to do this video quickly for this person because they're actually watching the channel to kind of get some advice on what to do or where to go. This is pretty interesting. So he said he'll call into the show once he gets a fixed address or what he's up to. So somebody's leaving Canada. They're sick and tired. So I got the email here. Guys, real quickly, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to find me on Patreon. Guys, don't forget to, support me on Patreon if you can. I'm trying to get 25 Patreon supporters by, I won't get it by the end of this year, but that's okay. Teen Spring, I have there, Teen Spring, here it is. Guys, I got all kinds of cool stuff, Mike in the Night stuff, Mike in the Night t-shirts, Mike in the Night pillows, Mike in the Night mugs, and Trends in the Housing Market mugs, really cool stuff. Sorry guys, I gotta plug my own stuff, but it's pretty cool. I worked really hard, 2 days straight, kind of designing some of this stuff, and look at this, wall banners. That's awesome. Okay, anyways, I mean, you're gonna buy a t-shirt anyway. Support a local YouTuber, right? Okay, so let's get to what I'm talking about here, so you guys can understand what I'm trying. Hi, Mike is the email. Okay, so just so you know, I removed 2 pages of this email because it's just too long. Relationship, this, that, work, this, that. I just cut and paste the more important keys because it'll take me about 30. It took me 22 minutes to read this email. 30 minutes. That's why it's taking me 53 minutes now to get this video done, right? Okay, so, hi Mike, I'm leaving Burnaby, BC in about a week, born and raised. Let's just say I sold everything and I have minimalized myself to a suitcase. So this is a picture here. I'm just trying to find pictures here of Burnaby, BC for you guys to see what it looks like. It's just right here. It's just like a little city east of Vancouver. I'm just trying to see if I could find something here to show you guys what it I'm not seeing anything like really jumping out. This little skyline here. And okay, so Buddy is moving. So let me get through the email and I'll explain to you what he's asking me to do, okay? So he says, I minimalized myself to a suitcase. Can you lend me some of your knowledge of what states are the cheapest to live in? Won't tell you my trade, but let's just say I can work anywhere in the US with a low to medium 6-figure income, even if I start from mid-level. So he's definitely somewhere. He doesn't mention at all in the email what he does. So I'm so damn sick and tired of paying through the nose for everything. It's so damn annoying. And it rains 12 to 16 weeks straight. I want a backyard. I want a simple life. I want to start a family one day. I want to work towards something, not work towards an illusion. Living in Canada, I've become a number. That's it. I was pushed to the binge when I was talked to by a superior at work, like I'm a piece of trash, and being told how to live my life. It wasn't the advice. It was the fact that the person had a major issue speaking English and has almost no experience in the field. I received my severance and I have 1 bag packed with my debit card in my back pocket and a car full of gas. I'm out. I'll check your channel periodically to see if you made a video. When I get a fixed address, I'll buy a mug from your shop. Laugh out loud. Read this on your channel. Yell it to the world. There you go. Channel supporter is gonna buy a mug, but I feel good when I sell something like that. I feel like I got fans. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so he's leaving Burnaby, BC. Here it is here, Burnaby, BC. Wikipedia. It's not really a suburb. It's a city. It's like a big city. It's not like you got to go far to get there from Vancouver. You just take one of the major streets up, like First Avenue. You could take Hastings. You could take many streets to get up to Burnaby. So it's not really out of the way. It's just like, oh, here it is. It's just basically right here. Vancouver's right here. Burnaby's right here. That's all it is, right? And I guess this is students. Oh, BC Housing. This is, I guess, real estate agents here. And yeah, so let me get to my point here now. Let's get to this story here. So here it is, guys. 10 cheapest states in America to live. Sorry for people that just came to see the video for 10 cheapest states in America to live. I'll get to the point quick here. So I got, basically, what I could do is open some photos of some places. I agree with this list because I've been to most of these states already. I've been to almost every city in each state. I've driven across America from I-10, from like here. Okay, I've driven 75 all the way down to the Keys. I've driven a highway, I think it's 1. Is it 1? Yeah, all the way up the coast here. And I've taken 95 up, all the way up. I've taken 10 across, like 3 to 4 times, 10 across here, 10. From Jacksonville all the way to LA. I've taken San Diego, or Tijuana if you want to go into Mexico, all the way up to like Vancouver. I've taken it back and up and down several times. I've been to Nevada. I've been to all these states here. I've been to all these states here. I have family here in Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, Vermont, all these places. Rhode Island, Providence. I've been all over there. So I've been around. I've seen it. I kind of smell it, if you want to kind of put it that way. I kind of smell around me. So there are some places in the country you can earn a lot of money and still feel poor. And this is what this guy's feeling in Canada. We're talking San Francisco, New York City, where a 2-bedroom apartment costs over $4,000 a month on average. Now, here's the problem. Canada, let's say New York City would be Toronto, and then Los Angeles would be Vancouver. We have no more cities. I mean, we have cities, but I mean, they're lacking with a lot, right? Either it's jobs, or the weather's too cold, or it's unbearable, or it's you guys, you know what I mean, right? You guys living in Canada know exactly what I'm talking about. So instead, to choose from some of the cheapest cities in the country, where a dollar income goes further than the big cities mentioned earlier, take Mississippi, the cheapest state in the country this year, according to MIT's living wage data. A family of 2 adults and child requires $48,000 to reach a living wage in Mississippi. That's almost 30% cheaper than California. It takes $68,190 to reach a living wage. So that's just a living wage, guys. We're talking about just eating. So let's go over the list here. So they look at the following items here. So this is from my friend here who sent me the email. Food, childcare, medical, housing, transportation, other personal necessities, and most importantly, taxes. Number 1, Mississippi, Ole Miss, right? Housing, you're looking per year. This is per year. Living wage, $48,000. Housing, you're looking at about $9,000 a year for housing. That's, again, with the family. That's like a 2-3 bedroom. That's not like a 1-room somewhere in an attic somewhere that they're trying to rent out in Vancouver for $2,000. Childcare, $28.69. So it might be beneficial for one decent high wage income earner here to work. This makes perfect sense. And then save your $3,000 in childcare for the year, and then actually redistribute. You know, if you got one high wage earner, could take care of the whole family, right? Mississippi takes the spot in 2019 as the cheapest state to live in America. Let's see why. You don't have to live on ramen noodles in the Mongolia state. Like the cheap states, food and personal necessities are very cheap here. Actually, the cheapest you'll find in America. So what made Mississippi stand out? That would be childcare. Compared to other states amongst the cheapest, Mississippi has the cheapest childcare by a wide margin, over $2,100 a year, cheaper than Arkansas. So here's the deal. Let's say you got this. Let's say you have kids, they're small, they got another 2-3 years before they start elementary school. So what you could do is live in Mississippi for a while until your children are a certain age, and then you can move to another state where you don't need childcare anymore because they're going to be put in school, right? So think of it like that. Arkansas, home of Slick Willie Bill and Hill Dog. Living wage, $49,970. Housing, $8,584 per year. Childcare, $4,964. So childcare is a bit more expensive, but your housing is cheaper. So for you to rent a house, a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom home, a good starter home will be about $8,500 a year. Okay. Uh, Sliding into the second cheapest state in America, Arkansas is giving the South a clean 1-2 sweep of the cheapest states to live. Like we mentioned with Mississippi, the core necessities in Arkansas are cheap, as you can find in America. Additionally, Arkansas has the honor of being home to the cheapest housing. So what we did there. See what we did there. Sorry. So let's go here. I want to open this, but I don't want to open another. All right, let's open this Burnaby, BC here. Yeah, let's go here. Pa. All right. So here's Arkansas. So people living in Australia and stuff and other countries, they think these little towns have no economies. No, there's room to grow. These are the towns that a person like myself would look at and see growth and see a way to potentially grow. I don't want to go to a city that's already grown. I want to go to a city to help grow it and be part of. So there's Arkansas right there. It's a beautiful skyline. I've seen it from this angle. I've been in it. I've been around the downtown area. It's very clean. A lot of people wearing suits and ties. A lot of people off. There's the bridge right there, the one I'm talking about. That's the Arkansas River. So I'm going to start showing a bit of images of places because everyone thinks everything is like, oh, it's a town of, you're not far from Memphis too. Woo! All right, let's go here. Let's go back to where I was. All right. West Virginia. Smaller, but childcare is a lot higher. Living wage, $50,068. Housing, $8,749. Childcare, $5,980. While coal jobs might not be coming back soon, you might want to consider West Virginia purely for low cost of living. Again, people working from home, people that are producing and being productive from home. This is a great place to live. Childcare is the big problem relative to the top four. A couple of extra thousand a year relative to the cheap stirs above it. So $5,980 for childcare. It is pretty pricey. It almost reaches the price of housing here. But let's look at West Virginia skyline here. Just so you guys could get a little. Here's West Virginia. I've been here too. Twice. There it is there. And the amount of growth, the potential growth that you have in these kind of cities, the potential growth is just absolutely phenomenal. The room to grow. Hold on, let me move this thing over a bit here. Sorry, guys. There it is. The potential to grow is absolutely. All right, let's move on. Yeah, you could live in Charleston. All kinds of places to live there. All right. Number 4, Tennessee. I've been to Tennessee many times too. I like Memphis. I love those cities. I like going through them. Their downtown is so low. There's no high rises. It's like all. I'll see if I can find photos of it. Lots of Corvettes everywhere. When I was in Tennessee, everywhere in Nashville, like everyone has a Corvette. Everybody has a Corvette. I don't know why. Living wage $50,152. Housing $9,723. So still under $10,000 a year. Childcare $5,975. And we're back to southern living with Tennessee. What's going to be a common refrain in the analysis is low cost of necessities in the South. Tennessee pairs up nicely with Mississippi and Arkansas on the cost of food and necessities. Tennessee's second overall cost of taxes wasn't enough to make up for slightly higher childcare and housing costs. So childcare is a big problem. So guys, if somebody wants to become an entrepreneur and open a childcare center, go for it. Everywhere you're going. I mean, if you're paying $5,900 for childcare, I mean, you get 10 kids, 13 kids, you're getting to a point where starts to become profitable, right? So here it is. So let's look at Nashville. We'll look at Nashville skyline. I love Nashville. There it is. It's interesting. Beautiful stadiums. So when people like in Canada or other parts that haven't been to the United States are like, but these are all just like, no, it's not. There's lots. Right there. That means economy right there. The sky's nice and blue. Look at that. Blue skies. That's downtown Nashville. All right. Let's move on. South Dakota. North Dakota, South Dakota. I don't think I've ever been to South Dakota. No. I've never been to South Dakota. I don't even know what their license plate looks like. I've never been there. Living wage, $50,166. Housing, $89.36. Childcare, $5,459. Breaking the South stronghold on its list is South Dakota, the 5th cheapest state in the Union. While food and necessities aren't as cheap as the first 2 states on the list, South Dakota has a big advantage over them: no income tax. So if you could live in South Dakota, I mean, let's take a shot and look at what it looks like. Those sweet words place the Mount Rushmore state #1 overall place in terms of tax cost in America. So there's no income tax. That's really good. Why are you going to pay tax on your income, on your labor, on your work? So that's an eye opener right there for a lot of people. Let's look at pictures of South Dakota. I don't think I've been to the Dakotas. Obviously, you're going to see Mount Rushmore. You're going to see a lot of things like this. A lot of this. Lots of this. Lots of open ranges. See if we can get a picture of, Rapid City. There's Black Hills. Let's go here. That's just one of the major cities there. Okay, here we got a little downtown strip. It's not much, but you know what? You got buildings and stuff, hotels, places to see, things to do. Trust me, you're connected to a lot of major cities. You don't have to worry how far. South Dakota is not, let's look at it on the map. Okay, South Dakota, so you're east. So you're not far from Lincoln, Nebraska. You're not far from Omaha. You're not far. I mean, look at the mile. That's 50 miles. It's about 100 miles. Sauk City, Sioux Falls. You're not far from a lot of things here. I've never been to this area here. If you want to go down to Wichita, Kansas for a weekend or something, you want to go for Oklahoma City for a few days, you want to go to Dallas. I mean, there's so many places. There's so much you could do. You're not stuck, right? And that's the problem a lot of people are facing in Canada, is they're just stuck. All right, let's move on. So there it is. Number 6, Alabama. Living wage, $50,585. Housing, $9,086. Childcare, $5,163. The Alabama tide rolls into 6th cheapest states spot for 2019. Relatively high taxes and medical care for the South prevented the state from appearing higher on the list. But still, housing still under $10,000 a year. You could still break away. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at some images of Alabama for people living in the Commonwealth. It's right there. It's just northwest of Florida, and it's west of Georgia. So it's a great positioned state. It goes right to the bottom. It does go right down to the Gulf. So lots of college pride down there. Lots of college support. There's Montgomery, of course. Really nice, right? So there's lots to do. I've been here. I've been here many times. And I've enjoyed myself here many times. I don't think they had a major mall there when I was there. I think they were. I don't remember. I went through the old part like this. I never went to the how do you say it? I didn't find any super malls there. It was just kind of like southern, more of a southern feel to it, like not so super modernized, but still has an infrastructure. Kentucky. Been there too. Living wage 51,925. Housing 8,872. Childcare 6,280. So childcare is almost catching up to the cost of housing here. So the last bastion of southern living on our list is Kentucky. Of course, fried chicken food, necessities, wet clothes for the post-chicken feast are cheap, but so is housing. The second cheapest behind Arkansas. However, childcare will set you back a couple of grand more than others in the top 10. Again, guys, childcare, once children hit elementary, they're in school full-time pretty much, so you don't have to really worry too much. There's after school activities if they get off early. So there's things that kids need, programs kids can get into. Number 8, Ohio. So Ohio, one of my favorite cities in Ohio is Cincinnati. I'll show you guys what Ohio looks like. I love taking I-75 down from Canada and stopping in Cincinnati. There it is. I love Cincinnati. I love taking this bridge. Oh, so beautiful. I missed passing through this town, taking photos, and just talking to people. Just talking to random people all the time. Cincinnati there in the winter. So there's lots of cities. There's lots to see. There's lots to do. There it is there. I love Cincinnati. It's one of my favorite. It's my favorite city in Ohio. So let's read what it's about. There you go. Childcare is pretty pricey. Living wage 52,000. Cleveland, Ohio is nice too. Let me show you guys Cleveland. I've been there too. Let me show you Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio is nice too. Cleveland, Ohio is really nice. All right. Okay. Oops. Let's go back. Cleveland, Ohio. So Ohio welcomes you to cheap living in the Midwest as the 8th cheapest state in America, the first state to cross the 50K threshold. Ohio has some of the cheapest medical care available in the states. It's just that food and necessities cost here aren't what they are in the deep South. Yeah, food's cheaper in the South. In the North, food's a lot cheaper because you're getting closer to Canada. It's like a curse. The closer you get to Canada, the more expensive it gets. The closer you get to Mexico, the cheaper it gets. So there it is. Living wage 52,000, housing 9,450, and childcare 7,037. Number 9, South Carolina. I've been to the Carolinas. The food. Living wage 52,038, housing 10,168. You're just paying around 10,000 a year for housing. Childcare 4,621. South Carolina boasts cheap childcare and standard southern costs for food and such. However, relatively expensive medical and housing prevented it from being of the uber cheaper place to live. But it makes sense that people would pay more for a short drive to the Atlantic Ocean with great weather. Yeah, South Carolina. I'll show you guys pictures. We'll go right to Charleston. We've been here already on my channel. Just small, sleepy, pretty town. These are the painted ladies there. I call them painted ladies. They're not the ones. They're not like the ones in San Francisco, because these houses here are like 390,000. Like these 3-story homes. The same houses in San Francisco are like $2.1 million for one of those houses. So there it is. Charleston, 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 Charleston. All right, let's keep moving on. So South Carolina boasts the cheapest childcare, standard southern cost food. We went over this. Number 10, Indiana. It's one state you never hear much about. Indiana. There it is. There's the skyline. Let's just go to Fort Wayne. There you go. Pa-pow, pa-pow. Nice small town, raise a family, 10, 20 minutes out of this, 15-minute drive out of the city. Look at that. Look at that beautiful corridor of the drive-through. I've been through this, but not in the fall. I didn't see this. I've seen it green, but I've never seen it like that. So, okay, guys, Indiana. All right, Indiana. And rounding the top of the 10 list is the Hoosier state of Indiana. While Hoosier pie might cost a bit more than chocolate cheese pie, medicine is pretty cheap. It's the pesky price of housing that's prevented Indiana from being higher on the list, which might actually be a good thing. So housing here is about $9,641 per year. Living wage is $52,207, and childcare $6,463. So you can take your pick out of the bunch here. One, you're sick of paying taxes, then you go ahead and move to a place where taxes aren't an issue, where you don't pay income tax. And I think about it too sometimes. Why am I paying taxes on my income? It makes no sense whatsoever. It makes 0 sense, right? And property tax in these states are very cheap because remember, this includes taxes. So keep that in mind. It includes taxes. So housing, you could probably buy a place and pay. I know a guy that has a mortgage that I spoke to in Tennessee, and he's paying he's paying about $800 a month for his mortgage. And with taxes, he's paying like $920 a month, including everything. $920 a month for his taxes. Taxes in his house and all his accommodations. So it works. This is right? This is actually like spot on, these numbers here. So comment below if you're in the United States and watching this and you're looking to relocate, either get the heck out of California. If you're a conservative living in California and looking to get the heck out, I don't blame you. If you're a conservative living in Oregon, I don't blame you. If you're a conservative living in Washington State, like these states right here, I don't blame you. Everybody's moving wagons east, and that's what's happening. So, guys, here it is, guys. The top cheapest states in America to live in. I've been to most of these places. I could vouch. I put my hand up and vouch to you guys that I've been there, and the infrastructure is good. There's you just got to kind of pick and choose what you're looking for, right? But that's it right there. So, buddy, that's basically. I hope I answered your question here. In this, I know you're tired of paying through the nose, and yes, there are cheaper states to live in, where the weather's better, where you don't have to worry too much and get your backyard. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below, and if you're in the United States, let me know if this is accurate. This is from about 8 months ago. I don't think much has changed in the last 8 months. I don't know how many laws have been passed in the last 8 months into changing some of this stuff. Not too sure. Let me know. Comment below, guys. Get over my tea thing. I'm gonna plug myself too bad. Look at this beautiful Mike in the Night towel. Go check it out. It's really nice. It's really nice. That's a beach towel, Mike in the Night. Not expensive at all. If you're going to buy a towel anyway, support your local YouTuber or a t-shirt. Thanks for watching, guys. And links in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys.